Hello, everyone. My name is Tiana Walker, and I'm the Dean of Students at Balboa High School. Today, I wanted to connect with you so that we can go over the school counselor usage of Google Classroom. I am going to be showing you the classroom that we have over at Balboa High School for our seniors. And I'm also going to be making a reference to one of the classrooms that I used when I was an academic counselor over at Washington High School. And so this screen right here is showing the stream view of Google Classroom. So what this is this just shows all of the posts that that all of the teachers have put on Google Classroom. So you're going to see flyers. You are going to just see Peer Pros announcements. And also you are going to see things like a survey where students actually do have to click on here to complete a survey. And once they have completed that survey, it will change this number and it will show up as turned in. However, this stream is really a summary of the classwork section, which is really the bread and butter of the Google Classroom itself, especially for school counselors. The people section is where all of the teachers and all of the students are listed. And also, this is where the teacher will be able to insert the student's email address and send them an invitation for that individual student to join the class. This is also where the teacher can get this code again in order to give to students. And for grades, as counselors, we don't give grades, and so I personally have never used the grade section the grade section in Google Classroom. But when going to classwork is where we can make all of the announcements as well as categories so that the classroom can be organized. So our seniors are seeing a different view. The seniors only see things that have been posted. And so we do have about 20 categories, but since we just literally launched this classroom about a week ago, we have only made announcements in probably about 7 of them or so. So the students will only see a list of 7 categories over here on the left-hand side, and also they would only see the same 7 categories over here in the middle, and then the postings would be in black. And then only me as a teacher, I will be the only one able to see what is right here in gray because it's a draft and it has not been posted yet. But what we did as a counseling team and what I did as an individual was I really had to plan well for what I wanted the Google Classroom to be. I did know that I was going to divide everything by grade level because it is very hard to manage one classroom that has multiple grade levels from a counselor standpoint, because you do have to say this is for seniors, this is for juniors, this is for so on and so forth, and we don't want to have our kids make the mistake of reading something that they don't qualify for. And also another thing that is very important to do before you open up a classroom is to be properly trained in how to work and use that classroom. So I did trainings for our counseling department in regards to how to post onto Classroom, in regards to when to post to the classroom, and also we discussed how to get student buy-in. In a time like this where we are sheltering in place, it is very easy to get student buy-in to get onto a classroom, but during the regular school year, it can kind of be like pulling teeth, and so you just have to have to find creative ways to get your students who are not always where they should be, and get them connected so that they can get the information that they do need. But in going back to what information I do have on here is you can see the categories and how they are. For example, for Balboa specific, this is where we write announcements and really important information that has to do with all of the students that do attend Balboa. Like, for example, we had an announcement reminding them to go on to our counseling website. And so this is a standard Google Classroom post. It has the title, there is a quick description, and then also there is a link or the PDF or whatever the file is, and a preview of it. So a student will be able to go and click on this and see this information, and then when they say, oh, okay, great, I want to learn more information, then they just go click on whatever the link was, and then they'll be able to see what that information was. Classroom is a great tool to use to make announcements, but also Classroom is a great tool to use to get information from students, and also to work with students in regards to what they need. So when I was a counselor at Washington, of course, sending out an email and asking students to join the classroom would only get maybe 10 to 20, probably 10 to 20% of the kids. So what I did was I did bring down my kids individually to the computer lab, and I had my kids sign up for Classroom. And then I went over and explained what Classroom was and how it would help the kids in their high school journeys. And so the seniors were always the easiest to get the buy-in, because I did have the students go on to Classroom in order to get letters of recommendation. And so from that experience, I did learn that kids will get buy-in, or they will give you their buy-in, when they are able to get something that they want out of it. So that's when I connected being on Google Classroom and using Google Classroom to signing up for your classes for next year. Because as we all know, every single student wants to choose their classes for next year. And so as you see, I had announcements and resources on how to sign up for AP and honors courses. And the big nitty gritty was the fact that I put up, how students are able to see what their classes are going to be next year. I had a transcript review for all of the students on here, and the transcript review was made so that each student could only see their own perspective transcript. So it wasn't like everyone's transcript was up on there. And like I discussed before, the letter of recommendation solicitation. So the students were were definitely used to this, because this is exactly an assignment. So this is what they saw in all of their other classes. So, and of course, I would talk to them person to person or at an assembly or whatnot in regards to this, but this would just be the backup. So I would have the written instructions on how to do this, and of course, I would talk to them about how to do this and show them how to do this. And then I would also have backup information. There's a YouTube video on how to submit what I was asking for. And also I had a video on how students add me on to the common application as their counselor, so that I could, give in their reports. And also I had this, which is the nitty gritty of this assignment, in regards to the letter of recommendation bragging sheet. So this, like the assignment for transcript review, this letter of recommendation info was a template that is included in this assignment, and it created an individual Google Doc for each student that only they could see, and of course I can see as a teacher. And so when they would submit this document, then I would get all of the information that that I asked for in the brag sheet, and then I would be able to write their letter of recommendation. And so that that worked out very, very, very well for the students. And then just going through here, there's just a lot of other things in regards to general announcements, like for credit recovery. That was something that I was able to reach out to the students, give them information, and also I can get information from where the students wanted to go, just because this was a few years ago. So a few years ago, summer school was not, or yeah, credit recovery was not like it is now. And when we got the access to sign up, we really had to get in where we fit in. And so I collected that information ahead of time, or at least tried to collect the information ahead of time, so that I can go and quickly sign my kids up for credit recovery. But what really did get them was tying programming into being on Classroom. And so this is a lot of information, but of course I would hold assemblies and talk to the kids about what this is, so that they understand what it is. And also, I used this document when I was sitting with each kid individually. So I would use my laptop for me to type in what classes that the kids wanted into Synergy directly, and then I would have the kids type in the classes that they were requesting on the Chromebook that I got from the district. And so the kids would just sign into Google Classroom, then they would go to programming, and then we would talk about what classes that they wanted. And then when they made the decision for I don't know, calculus or whatever, then I would type that into the computer, and then I had the kid, I think I had them just highlight the class, and then literally highlight the class, like by using the highlighter. But because this class is, oh no, my internet's just slow. So then I would just have the kids highlight this, and then they would have the soft copy of the classes that they requested, and then I would have the classes that they requested into Synergy, and then they would return this signed by their parents, and also have, if this can go down, and also have their parents write down their email address and cell phone numbers. So that was really, really, really good, because that was a way for me to get updated information from their parents, and also a way for me to get their parents' email address, so that I can give their parents the monthly newsletter, and also just connect with the parents for anything that I did need to connect them to. And so, so one thing that, or another thing that is very important for me to discuss is, especially if you are making these classrooms with a team, plan, plan, plan. So you do want to discuss how you are going to divide the students. I strongly recommend by grade level. And also you want to make sure that that everyone has at least a foundational training, so that everyone knows how to make a post, that everyone agrees how and when to make a post. And I say that because for us at the Balboa team, we have agreed that all posts are going to go out Mondays at 8 in the morning. And so there is a way to just set that for your post to go out at on a specific day at a specific time. And also, it is important to talk about which categories that you want and what those categories mean. And so right over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see all of the categories. So students will be able to see the categories that already have an announcement. So let's just say that I am a senior and I need some help in the college application process. So I'm going to go over to the college application process, and then I see all of the posts that have to do with college. And so I'm just going to just start from the top and work my way down, in reading this and making sure that I have the most and accurate information that I can. This particular category is actually in all 4 grades, because as we see here that that I do have the transcript review on here, and for transcript reviews that is for each and every grade, because it is what it is. It's a transcript review, so each student has a transcript. Each individual student is able to see this assignment and click on transcript review. I have the template here, but the kid is able to click on their specific transcript review and not anyone else's. And then they will be able to see all of the grades that they got, all of the credits that they earned, and also they will be able to see where they did earn a D or an F. And this is an archived class, so that's why it's in the trash. So we can just talk about this a little bit. And on the bottom is where credit recovery is needed. And so the kid would be able to see, where they are academically and what they need to do in order to graduate and get that 230 credits. And so, so that is pretty much it for my summary on how school counselors can use Google Classroom. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Thank you so much.